Thank you. Okay, so I thought I'd start off with the answer to the question, computing is for me because of two reasons. One, it allows you to create, and two, it allows you to make an impact on the world. I came through and did my undergrad in computer science. I also minored in dance. So I felt like you can include all of those into the world that you're doing. What I love about technology is that it opens the doors to all the things that you can imagine. In today's world, technology underpins every possible problem that we have. It doesn't matter what thing you're passionate about, I can promise you technology is part of it. So when I think about this opportunity to create and build and develop, I've had lots of great experiences for how that's shown up for me in my career. You just mentioned Disney. I had an opportunity to spend 6 years with Disney in Imaginary, leading technology commercialization. So we thought about how technology would impact the Disney company over the next decade, from ESPN to ABC to theme parks to interactive. And we have to solve really interesting problems that not just might have been entertainment driven, but that also would have a long-term impact in all sorts of things. And so the opportunity to use technology to create and innovate, that is one of the things that I love about computer science and technology, is that you can see a problem and then you can find the ways to solve it. I personally haven't spent my entire career coding, but what I have done is invented products. And I have found how you build great things that transform people and their lives and that create an entire different experience for someone in a way that has a positive outcome. And I firmly believe that technology opens those doors to doing that. In addition to that, I believe that computers, science, and engineering and everything in STEM also allows you to create a greater impact than you could otherwise. So whether, as mentioned earlier, you do things like start a nonprofit. I started the Women Tech Council about 14 years ago, specifically focused on increasing the number of women in STEM, because we know that when we have diverse backgrounds and thinking, we solve problems in different ways that you can't imagine solving them if we are all coming from the same frame of reference. And that allows us to make a stronger impact in the world as we go forward. And when we empower people around us to solve bigger problems in more diverse ways, we solve them faster. And we make a more monumental impact for the things that are meaningful to where we're headed. And so when you find a place that allows you to do both of those, that allows you to be creative and have ingenuity and drive innovation and transform the world, and then also do things that are impactful for the future of your family and your community and the planet, for me, that's the perfect place to be. And I don't believe unless you have the skills that you learn that really come through disciplines like this, that you can do all of the things that you want to accomplish. The other thing that we see, so on the Women Tech Council side, we've had an opportunity to have 22,000 high school girls go through the STEM program. And what we see from them is a complete trajectory for what their future holds, because they see the power of who they are. And what we learned from those young women is that 90% of them know no women in STEM and they don't have a role model. And this is true for all backgrounds that aren't extremely represented in tech, that they need role models, that they need all of you to embrace that and to become role models for the next generation, because we amplify impact when we see people that we could possibly become. For me, technology has led me in all sorts of fun places I never imagined that I would be, and I also love that. One of the businesses I built was a 3D printing platform that allowed you to become Iron Man. So we had the Marvel license, the Star Wars license, Halo, Assassin's Creed, Major League Baseball, the NFL, Major League Soccer, and we got to transform you into your favorite story, and we used 3D printing to produce those. Eventually Hasbro built a custom toy line so you could be an action figure. But we got to use technology in this really creative way that was super fun. And I also got to go to do things like show up at the Super Bowl and the World Series and all of these platforms that were really fun things to go do. So not only has technology taken me to stages like working at Disney in the parks after hours, trying to install technology that would transform an experience, but also to other places around the world. But then on the other side of that, it's also taken me to places like Tanzania, where we can work with young women who are trying to completely transform their lives and come out of poverty by learning skills that allow them to apply that in a world that exists today. And so I think no matter what you're passionate about, no matter where you think you want to head, your opportunity to ground that with understanding how you build how you solve problems and how you build technology to solve those
will amplify any impact that you can possibly imagine. That's why I think computing is for me. It's also why I think it's for everyone, because I think there's such a great opportunity for the impact that we can make when we embrace what is available in the technology ecosystem today.